You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Turns out this podcast isn't the only sales podcast out there. In fact, I just did another update of the massive list of every active sales-focused podcast I can find this last weekend. I've been working on that list for over 2 years now, and it has grown to over 185 different shows. One of the things I'm going to start doing on this show is featuring some of those other shows so you can hear what else is out there and maybe discover the next show that you want to start listening regularly to. With that, here's the first featured podcast in this new series.
The Lunch Break Podcast, where true sales pros go to tell their stories.
What's going on, everybody? My name is James Bawden, and I am the host of the Lunch Break Podcast. The Lunch Break Podcast is a place where true sales pros go to tell their stories, and in every episode, I'm interviewing CEOs, founders, marketers, operations, experts in customer success, but everyone that I interview has a background in sales. And in each episode, we talk about how they got started in sales, how they found their passion, what they did to follow their passion, and how all of that has led to where they're at today. Every episode is chock full of value, wonderful stories, and at the end of every episode, I ask my guests where their favorite place to eat lunch is, so if you tune in, at the very least, you can start charting out a map of the best places to eat lunch across the globe. You can find the Lunch Break Podcast on all major podcasting platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor. It would mean the world to me if you would tune in, leave a review, and reach out and connect with me on LinkedIn. Again, my name is James Bawden with the Lunch Break Podcast. I'll speak to you guys soon.
I've got links for you to the Lunch Break Podcast and James Bawden's LinkedIn profile at dailysales.tips/135. On that page, you'll also find a video version of James's trailer and a transcript as always. I've also included a link to the full list of all 185 plus active sales podcasts. What's your favorite sales podcast? Drop a note in the comments, and if you host your own sales-focused podcast and want to be featured, just click over to dailysales.tips and look for the submit link at the top of the page. That has everything we need to feature your podcast or your own sales tip. It's pretty easy. Thanks for listening, and come back tomorrow for another great sales tip.